Fabulous. Well, welcome everyone. It's good to be back for those of us that were gone. It's good to see all of your smiling faces. Let's get started with some bucket filling. Hold on, you need a microphone. Or my running shoes, there you go.
Oh. No, I just want to thank the staff and the people that stayed behind in the office while so many of us went to what was a really fabulous family reunion and kind of kept the boat afloat and covered for us. We really appreciate all of you.
Yeah, I'll echo that sentiment. And the email, I'm not sure if you all got the newsletter, but Micaiah and Broker Dave looked super awesome in their aviator glasses, taking care of the brokerage while we were all gone. Who else? Marita, and then Ben.
I would like to thank and shout out to Barb Soley for doing an open house for us last week with really great attendance, and then she's doing another one for us this week. So thank you, Barb.
Ben?
Thanks to you. So I haven't been to a family reunion in over 10 years, and you hooked me up with a ticket at the last minute. So I wasn't planning on going. Definitely appreciate it. Thanks a ton.
Well, it was good to have you there. Thanks for coming. Anybody else? We've got one from Mike Hagan. So Mike Hagan recently had a surgery that he's recovering from, and he just wanted to say thanks to everyone in the office that has reached out and asked how they can help and has been supportive. That means a lot to him. And one more, I don't see her here, but happy birthday to Lisa Dorelli. Her birthday's today. Woo-hoo. Anybody else bucket filling?
I also want to thank everyone who has reached out to their businesses and friends in the area for sponsorships for Casino Night. We have really fantastic raffles and table sponsorships, and there have been a lot of people helping with that.
Yay! And there are tickets still available. We're going to talk about it a little bit later, but invite your people. It's going to be a really great time. All right. Anybody else before we move on?
Yeah, I got to thank Marita.
Hang on. Wait for a mic.
I want to thank Marita for all the work she's done on this and for all that she does in all these.
Yay!
Absolutely.
Woo! All right. Moving on to any new agents, visitors. Kirsten, you want to tell us who you are? Yeah.
I mean, I'm not quite ready for that.
Yeah.
I'm Kirsten Pierce. Oh, hi, I'm Kirsten Pierce, and I used to work at Paris Real Estate. I've been an agent for 5 years, and I went to high school with Zach Mason, if you know him, and I know Jeanette, so that's how I came here, and I'm super excited for the change, and I would love to do open houses for anyone or film your properties. I'm trying to get my marketing up and running now that I've made the change, so if anyone needs help with any of that, just let me know.
Yay, we're so glad to have you. Anybody else? New agents, visitors, guests?
Miss Ashley.
How's it going, everybody? My name's Ashley. Some of you know me. I'm back. And I'm excited and I'm grateful.
Yes.
And I was telling Lee that you don't really know like what you miss or don't. You don't know what you don't know. And so, you know, now I know. So if anyone needs to know, come ask me.
There you go. Oh, super happy.
Yay. All right. The cultural icon. So we're all aware of the belief system that we have here. If you're not, take a few minutes to familiarize yourself with this. But the point of the Cultural Icon Award is to specifically point out a person in our market center that exemplifies any or all of these belief systems and the 6 steps to self-mastery. 6 personal perspectives, sorry. And this week, so last week, who had it last week? Was it? It was Annie. It was Annie. And Annie is in Hawaii right now. Lucky her. Yeah, like, take me with you in your suitcase. And she is giving the Cultural Icon Award to someone that is always here, always working, always has a great attitude, and was my personal bodyguard last week, Mike Fox. Grab a mic.
I gotta compete with Beasley on that one. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've had this, so I'll just text her. But yeah, thank you.
Keep up the good work. Congrats. Broker Dave, come enlighten us.
She goes, great attitude, and points back there. My A1C clear flushes the system. I missed the bucket fill, but I have to, while all of you were out of town learning, I have to hats off to Makai and Corey, obviously. Those of you that had business going on without you got it handled, you got paid, and it's because of these guys. Anyway, we're doing some things this month. We're talking about listings, right? Do you guys want listings? Yes. Why do you want listings? You got a list of last. Why do you want listings? Yeah. You can work with, you can relist them.
Instead of working with one buyer, you can take 3 listings. It's simple leverage.
Yeah, leveraging your time. And we talk a lot about leveraging. I mean, with a listing, somebody in here calling me. With your listings, you generate buyers. And many times you go to Las Vegas or out of town and you come back and found out that somebody else made you money by getting your listing sold, right? And you also a lot of times go out of town and find out your buyers bought a house and you got experience. Both are good, but experience doesn't pay the bills. You know, the listing getting under contract, it controls your time. You take a listing, you're literally employing 10,000 agents to help you make a commission. By putting it across the MLS, 10,000 agents in the valley are doing it. If you're working with a buyer, you're in competition with 10,000 agents for that perfect listing, right? Just makes more sense to get the listing and control your business. I've been listening to a lot of you prospecting. Why would somebody want to work with you, Shad? Okay. Newer agents. Why would somebody want to work with you? Ooh, that got quiet.
Because I'm not I'm not an experienced agent with bad habits, Dave.
I'm telling you right now, guys, that's a question you're going to have to deal with. That's called your value proposition. You know, we talk a lot about coming to script practice and practicing what you are saying with somebody that's trying to help you learn rather than go out and practice in front of somebody that's actually business for you, right? And so practicing in real life on a listing presentation, for example, is not nearly as beneficial as practicing script practice, practicing your presentation in office. And those are the kind of things that we're going to be doing here. Prospecting, I've been hearing a lot of people, and it's kind of like, where do you prospect for listings? Where are we looking for listings?
My sphere of influence.
Pardon me?
My sphere of influence.
Sphere of influence is absolutely the better conversation and the better return on your investment. For those of you that are just making calls, where are you getting your call list from? Expireds. So there's 10,000 agents trying to get that expired. Why you? How are you going to get that listing appointment even? Why you? And that's your value proposition. What I'm hearing a lot is people going negative on the phone. There's a difference between positive and negative advertising. Positive advertising is saying what you know about your product and why the people should choose you because it's the better product. Negative advertising is when you've run out of things good to say about yourself, you start saying bad about everybody else. Well, you're considering relisting. He had it for 6 months. What do you think he's going to do different now? I mean, that's saying a lot about your presentation. It's also saying a lot about your value proposition. Brand new agents, I will tell you right now, you go up against a listing presentation against somebody from some other place that you Probably should have gone. And- but they have the credential pack, okay? Don't go negative. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, was that Ben Beasley? No, man, he's got all kinds of credentials. Shad? Oh, I've seen his name around. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, let me explain something. I'm brand new. I don't have all the credentials yet. But I do know two things. Number one, if you ask me a question and I don't have the answer, I'm going to go find out the correct answer. You're going to get correct information, and I'm going to learn something. And you don't mind me learning something while we get your house sold, do you? And the second thing is I don't have nearly as much on my calendar as those guys do. Would you mind if I devote 100% of my time to getting your house sold? There's not an experienced agent in the valley that can compete with that, okay? New agents, you've got the support of the #1 company in the world. You've got a team down here that is absolutely committed to your success. We're providing you the classes. The only thing you need to do is show up, open your mind, open your heart, go to work.
Thanks, Dave. Speaking of upcoming trainings, yeah, you got one. We can
If
cook for
you're-
you if you want.
you do that. I don't know how that can work. Technology's not my
Come
thing.
over here, Sean. Stand in front of everybody.
All right, we got lots going on in the next couple weeks. So, as we know, we're doing the March Madness listing competition, and the winner of that competition will get a ticket to Mega Camp. So, lots of ways to earn points. Mondays and Tuesdays, prospecting 9 to 11. And then, of course, oh, there we go. Okay. Thursdays, sorry, guys. Thursdays, we're doing our Thrive Time as usual, so nothing's really changing. Guys, you should be doing this sort of stuff anyway. So, okay, going to some of our education trainings. Did
So
you have anything?
tomorrow we've got, go back one, Audrey, please.
Sorry.
So now forward. There we go. So Mondays and Tuesdays
Yep.
from 9 to 11, you can prospect with a whole group of people. There's been a great group over here kind of by my office that have all been making calls together. Wednesdays, which is the next slide, we have Mastering Absorption Rates and Data with Josh Stern. That's going to be an incredible class for you guys to come to. And then today after team meeting, we have Brant doing 1 hour CE on lending. And then the Capper Mastermind.
Yeah, so with that being said, going back to the Wednesday Josh's class, he's teaching that every Wednesday, guys. So make sure it's going to be something new every week. So make sure to just put that on your calendar right now. So, yep, Capper Mastermind this Thursday will be going basically a debrief, family reunion notes. I know we're doing some of that today as well, but you know, if you want to come at a higher level, we'll be doing that again on Thursday from noon to 1. So then this Friday, Lee will be giving her listing presentation.
No,
Oh.
it's not Lee, it's me.
You all know what an awesome team leader she is. You're already experiencing that. But what many of you don't know is what a stellar lister she is, not only in her presentation, her objection handling, but also in her pricing. Linda had how many multiple offers in the last 2 or 3 weeks?
Every one of my listings, with the exception of one, went under contract in the weekend they were
So I think
listed.
she's saying like 6 of them. I asked her the other day. So like 6 of them. So I mean, truly, if you are looking to take your listing presentation to the next level, Linda's willing to share with you her entire presentation exactly as she does it, so you all can learn from that. So really come to that class. It is going to be great. It's Friday, 12 to 1. It's really 12 to 1:30. The last half hour is for your questions. So please be there.
Yeah, and just like Josh's thing on Wednesdays, every Friday at that same time, it will be a various member of either top 20% or somebody on the ALC will be giving their listing presentation. So maybe for some reason, something that Linda teaches on Friday may not just resonate with you. Maybe it's just not your style. Keep coming to the different ones. I'm sure you'll get enough out of each one that you'll be able to put together your own unique, comprehensive listing presentation. So see you guys Wednesdays and Fridays. Okay, and then on March 12th, so which is a week from today. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out what day of the week it is after last week. So Alan Walker's put together a really awesome AI class. This is the first class devoted to AI that's actually CE certified in the state. So Topics is, I don't know if you can all see that, so I'll read them off. Virtual staging for your listings, AI appointment setter bots, specific chat GPT prompts for realtors, lead generation using AI. I don't even know what digital twins for AI video creation is.
That's making a video of yourself without making a video of yourself.
Which is how we did this video. Okay. And then generative AI for social media. So yeah, pretty much we talked about leverage using listings. You can't do this with buyers. So come see how this can apply to your listing business right away. So then next Wednesday, we have Kristen Cole teaching 30, 60, 90. So if you're thinking about getting, even if it's a small team, you know, the worst hire you can make is a bad hire. So come learn how to properly do that and get them ramped up. Okay. Again, we kind of went over this already. Josh will be teaching it every week. So, and again, next week will be Tamara. And then on the 26th of March, Gary and Jay Papazan, we obviously know Gary Keller, and Jay Papazan announced that they're going to do a value 2 or value squared class. Really dial in what value you can bring to the community and your clients as a realtor. Maria.
This is,
I went to that at family reunion. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like everyone should be in this class. Unbelievable.
yeah, KWRI is pushing to have every associate attend this class in the next month. We're going to do the watch party here on the 26th. There are other dates if you can't make that one. There's 4 other classes right now that we're aware of. One is actually this Thursday, and then I think it's every Thursday, same time, 11 to 3 for the next 4 weeks. This is in response to the lawsuit, the class action lawsuit, and how to portray your own unique value to your clients so that you can confidently answer those questions and make sure that you are charging what you should be charging in your business.
Yeah, and this isn't being passed down to lower people at KWRI. This is Gary, Jay Papazan, Jason Abrams. This is our top brass teaching this every week for our associates, and it's completely free. Like I said, we're doing a watch party here, but there are other opportunities if that time doesn't work. Just log on or we can get you the information. So that's all I got.
Yep, and then we've got Wind Down on March 15th. If you are new or if you are returning or if you just want to have a good time, come and hang out. Marita, come talk to us about casino night.
Get the Tony Robbins energy.
Yeah, everybody should.
So casino night is such a party, you guys. It is so great to hang out with your SOI in a fun environment when you can relax and you're playing games and you're just talking. And those are the conversations when they will talk to you about what their real estate plans are. Just invite your people to come. So much fun. We have such fantastic raffle prizes for this year. For example, Pro Media is one of our office vendors for photography. They are raffling off 10 photo shoots for your house. Wow. So like literally throw a raffle ticket in and win a photo shoot for your listing. So things like that. All of our sponsors, I think Makai's got a slide for our sponsors.
Yep, I think it's
the
next
before we go there,
slide.
go back. So we need a head count though. This is where you scan to get your tickets. I know that there are people in this room who are going to casino night who have not yet booked tickets. Look at the person next to you and say, she's talking about you, dude. Okay, because we need a head count. We need to know how many of you are coming and make sure we've got enough of everything for everybody. Food for the event, there will be a taco truck on site. So your people can order tacos. They can go ahead and get tacos. It's also pie day, so we're going to have pie. So, it's going to be fun. Order your ticket so we can get our head count. Now, flip to the next slide, please. Our awesome sponsors. Wise, Mountain View Mortgage, Wise Home Lending, Ibex. Goldner Hirsch is doing another night stay in their fabulous 5-star posh resort for a raffle prize. Wow. Math Mob, Mill Creek Plumbing, Pro Media, Pillar to Post, Bridge, Home Inspections, Nook and Cranny. The Crystal Briss is doing a basket, VIP Roofing, Honor Roll Dumpster, Emily from the Post, and the Heath Matson team is donating a raffle prize. You guys can donate raffle prizes if you want. If you have people who want to get in front of agents, they can donate raffle prizes. We still can use sponsors for tables, and put it out there. It's going to be a great party.
Thank you so much. It's going to be so much fun. You guys give her a hand. This is hard work. Nick, come tell us what the wins are in the coaching program and what you guys have been up to.
Awesome. Yep. Thanks for having us. Excited to report 4 exciting things last month from February. We closed 6 transactions in our program. We graduated 2 of our awesome agents, got to graduate, Rosa and Sari. We did just get accepted into a national Ignite After Dark program, which is so exciting. Really difficult to get into. So what that gives us access to is all of our agents now can get access to these national trainers for Ignite from 4 to 6. So it's a little later time slot. So that was a really big win for us. And the thing we're most proud of is we had the Regional Rookie of the Year come from our program again.
Yay!
So we're stoked about that. Becky Nielsen. Yep.
Yay.
Go get it.
Awesome. Thanks, Nick.
Okay,
and
thank
how do people sign up for your coaching program if they're interested?
Reach out to us. We have flyers all over that have our calendars. You can reach out to me directly. Nick Gonzalez. I'm a realtor, so I'm on the MLS. You can find my contact info.
Or you can ask Makai. We're happy to hook you up.
Yes.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
Okay, so you all have a sheet of paper in front of you. The front and the back are split in single family and condo sales for Salt Lake County. A couple of things I wanted to specifically point out. Most of the single family residential business is being done between the $400,000 to $800,000 range in Salt Lake County, with the most business in the $600,000 to $700,000 range, with 177 current active listings and 57 of those under contract in the last 15 days. And the average sold price in that range is $643,814. For condos, by far and away, the most business is being done in the $400,000 to $500,000 range, with a total of 179 current active listings and 46 of those under contract in the last 15 days. So what can we take away from this? What can you tell your clients about this information? Coming at you, Josh.
I mean, one of the things that I think the news broadcasts to us, our clients too often, is the fact that properties aren't moving because interest rates are high. And so one of the things that I like to do is make sure that we look in the last week or in the last day, how many properties went under contract? And by the way, this many closed escrow. And so just being aware of the numbers really helps your clients digest the fact that properties still are moving.
Thank you. Anybody else? What can you take away from this and use today in your business? Marita.
So what I'm seeing are there's certain price brackets that move really quickly. If you look at those absorption rates on the right, which means if you're shopping in that price bracket, we have got to be on it. We've got to be looking at stuff and making offers immediately and moving quickly in those price brackets.
That's a great one. Who else? What about just the knowledge when you're meeting with a buyer or seller of how critical pricing is to move your property? You guys now have the numbers and the analytics currently to convey that message to your clients in any price range from 0 to $1.6 million. Is that helpful? Okay. Awesome. Any questions? Josh?
Just a comment, I don't need a microphone. Knowledge is the currency that we spend to earn our clients' trust.
That's right. Knowledge is the currency we spend to earn our clients' trust. Thanks, Josh. All right. Who in this room was down in Las Vegas last week for family reunion? Really? Whether or not you remember. What I would love is for everyone to kind of take a turn sharing with us what you learned and what's the one thing that you're going to implement in your business moving forward. So one of the things that I got, this was from Tony Robbins, was that the most successful people are pattern recognizers, pattern utilizers, and pattern creators. Find something in your business that is repeatable and scalable, and go and do it really big. Who wants to go next? Well, don't go all at once. Nick?
So my favorite celebrity is Sarah Reynolds. And she did say she had the biggest team in Keller Williams, which was news to me, but that's exciting. But she told us that she read the MREA once a month. So that was really interesting to me. And she said, ideas are praised, execution is worshipped. So I'm going to read the MREA again.
There you go. Love it. Sean.
It says, I can't remember the exact class. Oh, purposeful productivity. You are 42% more likely to achieve a goal simply when it's written down. You are 65% more likely to achieve that goal if you tell just one other person. And I can't remember, the stats go up and up, but basically if you have a goal, just write it down. You're much more likely to achieve it unless, and tell people. Just don't keep it in your head.
Write it down, tell your buddy.
Mine
Well,
is, I did a lot on events, which I've got notes. If anybody is doing events and wants a copy of the notes, they're welcome. One simple thing, we do a year-end letter, everybody on our team, personal letter to our SOI at the end of the year. And they said, in addition to doing the personal letter, they include with that letter the calendar, the fun calendar, they call it, for the next year that has like the summer barbecue, the casino night, the Death by Chocolate, whatever else you're doing. And they also include a list of their preferred partners with their names, phone numbers, contact information, and those people get lots of value out of that. So those are simple. It doesn't cost you any more.
A +1 to the year-end letter. I like it. Mike.
So this came out of our MAPS coaching clinic, and then Gary really said the same thing in our CEO summit. But going back to the MAPS coaching, Phil Jones, who spoke to us at Mega Camp, somebody asked him on a podcast, and he actually gets asked this all the time. He says, what's his secret? And he says after 20 years, it's the same thing. He says he does the fundamentals at a high standard consistently. And so that was very first day. And then later that first day, Gary got up at the CEO summit and started with the example of Vince Lombardi, legendary coach of the Green Bay Packers, first day of practice, holding up the football and walking through with his team the fundamentals of football. And so sometimes I think we look for creativity first to feel like that's going to be our movement, when the reality is our success is based on the foundations.
Yeah, back to the fundamentals. The other thing that Phil Jones said that I found really intriguing at Gary Keller's Top 100 Mastermind was the person that asks the most questions controls the conversation. Get better at asking questions. John.
Yeah, so a couple of things I learned was a really good open house breakout that really drove the concept of using the open houses as a catalyst for all your business. So Dave came in here earlier and he said, where are you getting listings? There's no reason working a productive open house and working the neighborhood with calls and door knocking all week leading up to it can't yield you a bunch of listings. So that's what I plan on doing. I also really like these 4 principles. I can get to them for lead gen. They're simply imagine what the opportunities are, believe the opportunities are possible for you, go to work and make them happen, and then most importantly, embrace the accountability that's needed. That really hit me hard, so that's going to be the MO for the foreseeable future.
Love that. Coming from the Team Rookie of the Year. Still learning. Love it. Love it. Liz.
Okay, I'm going to try not to talk too long, but I will say, if you're brand new, go to Family Reunion because your mind will explode, right? The thing I love about Family Reunion now is my mind doesn't explode. I get small tweaks and I feel like it's so much less overwhelming. Also, if you know me, you know events are my one thing. And so I attended a class with the Coalition Properties, and the business these guys have built in just a few years is mind-blowing. And they've done it all around events, and most of their events are educational free seminars. So I got some really good takeaways, and probably the key takeaway I got from them is just the follow-up that they do after the event, which is basically a call and thank for coming, call who didn't register and offered the appointment, and making sure that you're giving them that FOMO so that they get to the next one. Another big takeaway for me was like they actually do the same seminar over and over, and then they just rename it. I was like, oh my gosh, so I don't have to come up with new material all the time. So those are my big ones. And then also my other one was with Tony Robbins, change your state, change your, what was it?
Attitude.
Well, it's just like how you can just change your
physiology.
Yes, you just change your physiology and suddenly like everything's different. So.
You guys want to try it? Everybody stand up. Shake it all out. Put your hands in the air. Everybody give a cheer. Now sit back down. That easy. Who else has another takeaway? Heather.
So events, I was actually sitting on the floor at a session with Lee. That's how amazing this breakout was. And done your event thing, had the 3-page step-by-step. And now I can use it because I needed clarity to break through it. So the most important thing that I did not, that I've never had click is the purpose of the event. It's not the event itself, it's what you're trying to get out of the event. Connecting to your SOI, having them invite. Don't get caught up in the event. That's not the purpose. The event's not it. It's the goal of getting the referrals. And so another thing that is a huge idea cloud that I had in my notes is party with purpose. Yes, mix and mingle, but have the conversations. Don't just enjoy yourself. Party with purpose. Kyle Nickel, no, so he has 2 names. He has a professional name. Look him up on Instagram. I think it's Kyle Sterling. And he does an event every month, and he's really big.
Love it. Who else? Spencer.
I have learned that I am much too old to go clubbing until 4 a.m. in the morning. But outside of that,
Well, some of us left then.
yeah, so I went to a lot of database management type stuff, and one breakout I went to, this agent from Toronto made this comment that just like punched me right in the face. She said she was pretty successful with another brokerage and had a great conversation with a Keller Williams team lead who was trying to coach her, convince her to come over to Keller Williams. And he said to her, at the time she was doing $8 million a year, super happy on that. And she said this was her database, right? Just her phone. And this is my database. This is just how I do my business, kind of fly by the seat of my pants. And this team leader said to her at the time, she said, you know, you're a $20 million agent hiding out as an $8 million agent because you don't have any systems and processes. You're just doing your thing. And so that one hit home for me. I mean, I feel like I've been fairly successful on average a $10 million agent, but what could I be? What could we be if we put in some systems and processes, go back to the basics, have conversations? I mean, how many of us in this room are 20, 30, 40, $50 million agents hiding out as a $3, $4, $5 million agent, right? So it's not rocket science. There's small, little, simple things that are provided to us. I mean, we've got Command if you don't have a database. Sure, I've thrown some names in there. I'm trying to utilize it to a better extent, but there's just small, little, simple steps we all need to make, and it's not that hard. It's not rocket science. So that was a big
Success is simple, not easy, right?
Oh no, it's easy, baby.
Oh, there we go. Simple and easy. I love it. Who else? Chris.
So I was in Vegas, unfortunately, but I watched what I got to watch here. And there were a couple things that Gary Keller said that stuck out to me. One of them was the fact that people go online to make decisions before they go to an agent. So how much information am I putting online, and how consistently is it there? And I think it was Jay who was up on the stage with him that was like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Everybody who's an agent should be putting consistent, educational, worthwhile, valuable content online. The other thing that really stood out to me was what he said was, we got sued as an industry because what was perceived was that we failed to be transparent with our clients. And I just wanted to, I heard that and wanted to just double down on making sure, are there any questions you have? Do you understand everything that we're going through right now? Here's what's happening next. Anything that you want to know, right? Like, I want to be fully transparent. I want there to be no question all the way through to the end of a transaction that they knew what was going on.
Yeah. I think for the longest time in our industry, it has been if the client doesn't have any questions and doesn't know what you're doing behind the scenes, you're doing a good job. And the reality of that is, no, you're not. They don't think you're doing anything. So yeah, the transparency is a big deal. Melanie.
Yeah, I was in Vegas, and the thing he followed that up with was, next time this comes around, it's your ass on the line. As an industry, we have protected ourselves. Do a better job with your buyer broker agreements. Anyway, it was my first time at family reunion. It was drinking from a fire hose. I took all of the preparations that everybody gave me and made good on it. Day one, I went with like a 3-day backpacking trip to the Uintas pack, and I got made fun of. But I tell you, when they ran out of toilet paper in the bathrooms, who was there? Me. Okay, so true story. Just a couple things. I have pages and pages of notes, but things I will be doing this year. Time blocking with specific conversations in mind. So there's a lot of strategies from, names, alphabetically, things like that. But me, I have a hard time coming up with specific conversations for specific people. And just when that person's in front of me, I have to like Rolodex back to see what I should be talking to them about that. So if I'm using my tags in command effectively, like never met or appointment but holding, then if I pull up those in a day, I'm having roughly the same conversation and I can be way more efficient with my time. So that's something I would like to do. Referral. If you've got people referring to you, whatever your number is, your high number, 10 plus, you're breaking bread with them once a month. She was so serious about it. It was Laurie out of Florida. And I was like, yeah, pay attention to those people. Your money call, 7 days after, this is from Mike in Idaho Falls. He says 7 days after a closing, you're making the call to see how things are. And we call it a money call, not because it's making you money, but it's likely going to cost you money. But that's where your lifetime clients come from. Take care of the problems no matter how much it costs you. A lot of my vernacular changed from family reunion, how to say things, when to say things. Those are the difference makers. Big one, don't ask the why question, ask the what question, just little nuances like the fine-tuned tweaks. And the last thing is I have joined the KW Planner community because I have shifted in my brain from buy, sell, and invest. Those aren't my clients anymore. My clients are consumers who want to build wealth, protect their wealth, and in the end, transfer their wealth. So I'm not thinking about it as transactional. I'm thinking about it from beginning to end, an epic journey, helping my clients build, protect, and transfer their wealth.
And Danny Hara, who is the agent out of Hawaii that runs that group, is phenomenal. He's a great resource, really cool guy. Joe?
All right, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Tell us what it is, Joe.
I learned that one speaker said there's a ton of agents there looking for shiny new tools, but the things that are working now worked 20 years ago, and real estate is a contact sport, so just have the conversation. And a way that shifted my thinking about it is that none of us would mind if we had a stock broker manager call us quarterly to tell us how our $700,000 investment was doing. It's like the same thing, right? It's the value.
Quarterly calls to update your clients on how their investment's performing. That's great. Who wants to explain 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Nobody?
Look it up.
Okay, Mark, go.
Look it up on the internet. I will share this, so this is something I think is a real takeaway, because I've asked a couple people, like, what do you say when you're at a party or whatever, you're out in a social event, and someone says, how's the market? Or, oh, I read the market was bad. Like, what's your response? And they, we were always trying to come up with these things. And they just said, I picked this up and they said, turn it around, it's like, oh, have you ever bought a house or sold a house in this market? What's your experience? And that puts it back on them, but you're opening up a conversation. So I thought that was a great takeaway to help you have better conversations with your clients and SOI. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you can look it up. Mel Robbins. She can explain way better than anybody in this room.
Yeah. So Mel Robbins was phenomenal. If you guys want to know what everyone's talking about when they say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, look it up. It's a way to overcome that fear or that hesitation for doing something. Just count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go do it.
I also liked when Mel was going over like taking that fear and turning it into an excitement so you can just overcome any challenge that you have. if you're going into anything, you're anxious about it, a listing appointment, making the call, what are you excited about that outcome? What can it give for you? And then all of that same things that you're feeling in the body, the heart pumping, the everything's going, and just switched over to being excited, and it can really.
Fear and excitement physiologically register the same way in your body. It's your brain that tells you which one you're feeling. Your body doesn't know the difference. So if you're feeling scared or anxious, maybe shift that mindset to excitement, because your body can't tell which one it's feeling. It's your brain. Ben.
So I mentioned earlier, it's been 10 plus years since I've gone to Family Reunion. I think that was my 5th or my 6th one. And I was going down there to learn a lot, but the biggest takeaway I took away from walking around in this convention center with there was probably 17,000 other agents down there. 30? That's not what they told me when I asked them, but that's okay. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 30. So that's the most I've ever seen. But I went down there kind of wanting to retool my business, learn some new things, and really what I ended up taking away from that is who you're in business with matters. Your tribe matters. I've been kind of a wandering soul the last year and a half, and contemplating moving brokerages, that type of stuff, and kind of rubbing elbows with people like Heather and talking to Shad. It was pretty stark that you want to be doing business and exchanging business ideas with like-minded individuals. And I can't emphasize that enough. Who you're in business with matters.
Yeah, it's true. Thanks, Ben. Anybody else? Shad.
So during Tony Robbins, I feel bad for this guy up front that had to stand up and give a listing presentation to Tony Robbins and everybody else.
Good.
I fell into a little bit of a trap with my experience is why people would hire me, and that's not the reason. It's all based on, your value proposition is, and mine's because I care. I care about my clients. I care about their wealth and all that. So really focus on that as opposed to the stuff that they could give a shit less about. So.
Yeah, Tony Robbins had asked a question to this agent, and he was brave enough to stand up in front of everyone and say it. He said, "Why would someone hire you?" And he said, "Because I'm a catch agent, or a fetch agent, not a catch agent." Yeah. And the whole crowd was like, wah, wah. And the opportunity there was, be truly authentic. Why do you do this? Why is it important to you that your clients succeed? And tell them honestly and truly. Don't tell them a scripted, canned, catchy thing. They can see right through it. That's kind of the moral of the story. Anybody else? I have a few more. I wrote them all down. So in Gary Keller's mastermind, he mentioned, and this is something just to be aware of, like not a panic thing, but be aware of what's going on. They mentioned several times throughout Family Reunion that we are not yet through this recession. And the main thing behind it is there may be a banking crisis in the next 18 to 24 months due to bank loans coming due on vacant office spaces. So that we're due to, how much is getting refinanced, Shad? $3 trillion that people can't afford. So the moral here is to keep doing the work, making the calls, and staying in touch with the motivated, because there's still a lot of opportunity out there. Great wealth is acquired during a recession, so make big gains in winter, which is the season that we're in currently, because spring always follows winter, and if you can gain wealth and gain market share in winter, you'll soar in spring and summer months. Ask better questions, change your physiology to change your attitude. If you are stuck, move your body. I already told you about the most successful people are pattern recognizers, pattern utilizers, and pattern creators. The more you learn about yourself, the more you'll grow and be able to help others like you, because you are the most qualified person to help people like you. Go deep on your database, feed it and fill it with all the information you can. Anything you learn about your clients, make sure you have it written down. It's going to be useful later. Decision is destiny. Trademark your brand, plan a business exit strategy, and curate a company that can be sold when you are done. And the last one that I learned is a conversation starter. So it's an opener, a fact, and a question. You're asking permission to start a conversation. Yeah. Cool. Well, it was a great time. For those of you that missed it and are kind of like, why did I miss that? Don't worry. In August, there's Mega Camp. It's a mini version of Family Reunion. It's less party, more learning. So, but still a great time. I mean, Austin boasts a lot of really cool stuff too. You bet. Yes. We can set it up on a monthly basis. We can set it up based on your closings. Just come chat with us. We will make sure that we get you a ticket for next year. Yep. Just at the awards gala down there, a special recognition to Lee. We had a Lifetime Achievement Award named after Lee. Everybody give her a hand. And just to reiterate what Ben said, who you're in business with matters. And our Utah market share by volume sold in 2023, we are by far and away the #1 brand. Also by units, so volume and units. You guys are in the right place. And Keller Williams shared back just under $1 billion in profit share last year, with 610,000 of that in Utah. And then, just for fun's sake, a picture of me holding a picture of me. Well, it's like Inception. I can't look at it without getting confused. So.
Yes.
Let's have our bigger next year. Yay! Let's have Mill Creek Plumbing come up and tell us what they have to offer us. Thank you for being here.
Hi, my name is Jordan. This room is much bigger standing up here than sitting down there. But this is my brother Dan, and we're the owners of Mill Creek Plumbing. And we do a lot of sewer work right here in the older part of the valley. And you guys, being real estate agents, as being the buyers or even on the seller end, I'm sure during the inspection process, it might come up to put a camera down a sewer. Do you guys all put cameras down sewers? Raise your hands. Only about half of you.
One more question. How many of you have had a sale or a purchase held up by a sewer problem?
Go. Sorry.
So what we think that every buyer should be putting a camera down a sewer. We probably get 3 or 4 calls a month where we go clean somebody's sewer because it's backed up. The owner has just bought the property within a year, and we try and get some history on that because history is very valuable when you're doing that type of work. And the brand new owner says, "Oh, nothing was ever disclosed. I don't know what the problem is." We clean the sewer, we put down our camera, and it's a mess. It's an expensive mess. So we highly suggest, we do camera work, but we highly suggest that on the buyer side that you guys are putting cameras down to see what's going on. Potentially saves your client some money in that process. What do you guys charge? For the camera work, you could expect anywhere from $300 to $400, depending on the access. Some of your inspectors do camera work, and we can look at that. Inspectors aren't very good at camera work because they're not plumbers. We've been doing this for 25 years. We've got a lot of experience. But yeah, you can expect anywhere from $300 to $400 depending on the access. But it's well worth it, especially if your home is built in the 1970s or older. You can expect a clay type sewer with joints every 2 to 3 feet, and that's where the roots grow in. So with that, Kai, you got a video for us?
Yep, next slide.
So this is a sewer that we've worked on, just right up at the University of Utah.
Who would have thought we'd end the meeting with poo?
is our brother, by the way. Okay, stop. Right now, hydrojetting does not always solve the problem. What we want to do, we don't want to put a Band-Aid on it. We want to solve the problem. Hold the property. Everything at the property, the next 8 years, that sewer is working. Just cleaning it, hydrojetting, there's going to be no problem that come later in the life of the sewer. It's just be hydrojetting or cleaning. Because once water starts going into the now you're going to get a big belly. And once you get a belly in the sewer, that's the insurance company. We're finding that some insurance companies will only work with an exclusive company, and some insurance companies will reimburse the homeowner a certain portion of that. So we warranty the liner as a lifetime product for the legal. And then it's a 10-year transfer from the date. And that warranty is on the workmanship. Like if you're closing in 2 days, yeah, before due diligence. Pretty quickly we get out and start to put things down there. No, we're 2 or 3 days. And we're really transparent about what we're looking at. There's a lot of companies out there that kind of information to themselves. They don't want to necessarily share it. Information is valuable.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you. So moral of the story is don't have your clients have a crappy experience. Wants and needs. Josh and then Heather.
I'm just going to throw this out there too. None of you guys need a plumber today, likely, but you're going to need one. And when you do, look in your phone, program them in as plumber. First name, Mill Creek Plumbing, last name, plumber. And get in the habit of putting your preferred partners in as that, because you're never going to remember the name the first time you use it. Okay? And you're always going to need them. And then you're always asking us, who do we use? It's like, no, man, just put them in your phone.
Good hat. Thanks, Josh. Heather.
I need a toilet installed today. Are you available? But you do that.
Take down that phone number.
Purchase the toilet and install it.
Anybody else? Wants and needs? Kayla.
I have a few. I have an investor client who's looking to pick up 6 to 7 fix or flip properties by the end of the month. So if anyone has anything, bring it my way. And then I have a listing going live this week, either Wednesday or Thursday. It's in Taylorsville in the Meadowbrook subdivision. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, about a little over 800 square feet. Super cute, pretty renovated. We're going to be around the 280 price range. It won't go FHA, but it will go as a really great investment property because you can rent it out, and there's no owner occupancy limit before you can put a renter in there.
Luna. And Rick. Sorry, Rick.
I have a bountiful listing. 5-bedroom, 2-bath. It's gorgeous. Like they matched all the original floors. It's beautiful white oak all throughout. Yeah, gorgeous kitchen with a layout. It does have a 4-car garage on the back, attached garage, with a pit for like oil changing and everything. It has all the gas on the power to it. So you can I'll take a look at it and I can see it, but we're going to be like low.
Good price. Rick.
Tomorrow's Millionaire Meals, we have an accountant coming in, not to talk about hiring an accountant, but talking about how to help people set up systems so they can track their own money.
Who has an active P&L that they're reviewing on a monthly basis? A couple of you. Those of you that don't, please go to Millionaire Meals tomorrow.
Listed from 12 to 1, but honestly would probably be done by 12:30 in time for you to buzz over to Josh's class as well.
Hey, Hannah.
I still am looking for an amazing buyer for my mobile home in Pleasant View. Brand new and sparkling, 230,000. You know you want it. I also am looking for a property, preferably Sandy, Draper, Riverton, South Jordan area that has a mother-in-law, up to 800,000. So something that's not already like sparkling shiny. I want it to be like 80s, 90s, probably.
Can it go to 9?
Seller financing go to 9.
That's tough.
Okay.
Who else? Liz and then Jeanette.
I am looking for some buyers kind of like on that southwestern area of Salt Lake County. So kind of like Hillcrest, Harriman.
Saratoga Springs, that area. But they're actually pretty open to other areas of Salt Lake County too. Just needs to be a newer home, so like 2010-ish newer, just to like that style. Up to 650, 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage. I've seen everything on your mall, so let me know. No. I think so. Oh, and also, if you need extra help or you want to provide extra help for showings, you want some extra cash, let me know.
I have a new listing in Midvale, kind of by Top Golf. It's a townhouse. It's great, about almost 1,800 square feet. We're listed at 460. Super cute inside. They're taking really good care of it. 3 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. Each bedroom has their own bathroom. Awesome. And here's not for me, but she might need a partner. So.
Awesome. 460 in Midvale. Everyone has their own bathroom. Can't beat that. Hannah.
No, I've got just one piece of information for everybody. There's a self-employment tax credit that's out right now, and it ends in April. So really, everyone should just look to see if they qualify for it. It's for 2020 and 2021. Any sort of thing that could have happened through COVID, if it affected your business, you get up to $35,000 for being self-employed. So if you guys want to know how to do that, let me know. It's a link. It's like takes you 10 minutes to fill out to see if you're approved, and if you are, or you qualify, I should say, based off the criteria. Then it only takes you like 10 more minutes to just fill out some information. You don't have to submit tax documents. You'll need to reference them. But the company does it for you. They're called ERC specialists. The husband company, so they're trying to get as many applicants through before we're deadline.
Yeah, we'll put it out today. Thanks, Hannah.
Yeah, I felt like, hey, sign up real quick and get this. No, up to 35,000. I've already submitted mine.
Hannah's husband is collecting money.
We're collecting your guys'
from
cash. No, you don't pay anything. They tell you, hey, you guys qualified. The credit works for you. This is how much you can actually get based off of what happened during COVID.
Cool.
And the only reason why you wouldn't qualify is if you were an S-corp through 2020. Like some of us that were. So if you're LLC or full self-employment, not S-corp, you should qualify.
Cool. Thank you,
Either way,
Hannah.
look in to see if you guys qualify, see if you're qualified for it. And then I had a backup. Are we still doing a fundraising, donation to
We are.
KW Cares?
Yes.
I think
For
there
those
were,
that
like,
don't know,
4
if your phone rings
or
in team
5,
meeting,
yeah, today. So I just
thank
wanted
you
to
for your
thank
$20
you for your
donation.
to KW Cares. You guys are so gracious for doing that. So thank you.
Our team has a listing coming up. It's Liberty Wells. It's just west of the Aviary. Beautiful home. There's a little niche neighborhood on Denver Street there that's really high end. This is a luxury property. It was fully redone in 2021. Gorgeous bungalow, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car garage. We're working on getting that live. My sellers have asked that I tell you all about it. So if you have buyers looking in that area, please come chat with me. 900.
Kristen Packer's also got a listing coming up in American Fork. It's a nice townhome in a gated community, 3-bed, 4-bath, 2450 square feet, pricing in the high 400s, low 500s. It's an estate situation being listed in the next few weeks. Built in 2006. I personally am looking for a condo townhome under 370, Mill Creek, Midvale, Sandy area. I've seen it.
Real estate, Hannah. Real estate.
And then also there's an open house this Saturday if anybody wants to host it, 235 in Harriman. Come chat with me. Gonna have lots of buyers. So that open house is from me. Kristen Packer's the one with the listing in American Fork. I don't have too much information on it quite yet. It's getting listed tomorrow. I'm waiting for an MLS number from the media. I'll come back to the condo.
Inquire later.
Yes.
Anybody else? Okay. Enjoy lunch. Have a great day. And thanks to Mill Creek Plumbing.
Let me quit the recording first.